In Japan, a treasure trove of peculiarities awaits discovery, encompassing a range of wonderfully weird phenomena. From robot hotels to Kentucky-style fried chicken Christmases, from snow-carved canyons to infamous rollercoaster bridges, and let's not forget the captivating fruit-shaped bus stops.
The Karakuri doll was developed in Japan from the 15th to 16th centuries.
Prepare yourself for a cultural shock of a lifetime as Japan unveils an array of surprises that can only be experienced within its borders. To truly comprehend the impact, brace yourself for 8 incomparable spectacles that cannot be found anywhere else but in Japan. Number 8. Roller Coaster Bridge. The concrete Ashima Osashi Bridge spans across a huge lake connecting 2 cities. If you're looking for a roller coaster that you can take in safely on your vehicle, then the 144-foot-tall bridge might be your ticket. Though it doesn't have any spins or loops, it has an extraordinarily steep incline that can seem quite fun or terrifying when approaching it head-on. However, drivers descending into the 2 cities linked by the bridge are treated with panoramic views of their destinations. The bridge was designed to let ships pass underneath, which is why the steep abrupt inclines from the banks of the lake are necessary, and it's the largest rigid frame bridge in Japan and the 3rd largest in the world. The roller coaster-like effect seems all the stronger when the bridge is photographed from the front, which makes the climb seem even more abrupt, but it's still pretty steep. It still makes for a truly mind-blowing spectacle, both at the top or not. One can only imagine what it would be like to be stuck at the top in traffic. Still, the bridge is listed as one of the top attractions in Japan. Construction began on this bizarre bridge in 1997 and took 7 years to complete. Number 7. Snow Canyons. Did you pack your parka? The snow walls on this alpine route is a ride like no other. You get to drive through what appears to be a maze of snow. When you think of a winter wonderland, you probably don't think of Japan. But the truth is Japan gets epic amounts of snow, so much white snow, in fact, that this mountain drive becomes a major tourist experience. The ride is unforgettable. It's a part of the roof of Japan, a highway across the mountain range. The Haida Mountains are part of the Japanese Alps, and meteorologists suspect that parts of the range receive as much as 125 feet of snow, piled continuously. That would be snow, nearly half as high as the Statue of Liberty, located only a few hours north of Tokyo. The snow wall completely steals the show on the 55-mile-long route. At peak conditions, it's like a winter pilgrimage. All the accumulated snow in spring, especially around the upper sections, form a majestic snow corridor. The snow human star of the snow removal show is a rotary snowblower that can plow through snow up to 6 feet high. The rotating bar helps pull snow into the machine, and a powerful propeller ejects it out of an aerodynamic pipe that can spray the snow nearly 50 feet high and half a football field to the side, and a path is forged through. Number 6. Tea tree houses. This flying mud boat, travelling tea house installation is Japan's newest addition. Simply put, an acorn-like mass blown up to human scale, or a tiny version of a house is suspended or perched and only accessible by a ladder. The tea house concept is in itself quite dynamic. These tea tree houses are capable of being installed in any environment, in any climate, and although it's only big enough for a few people, the idea could be used as a case study for the practical application on a residential scale in places where being elevated off the ground would serve as an advantage. In earlier times, various terms were used for spaces used for tea ceremonies, sitting room or place for poetically inclined aesthetic pursuits. Tea is serious business in Japan. An account stated that it was the Sho in the 1400s who built the first tea tree house at his villa in Kyoto. It was described as a small room with 4 seats and separated from the main residence, and pretty soon the tea houses that townspeople built at their residences affected the appearance of thatched huts and mountain villages. Tea houses were built mostly by Zen monks and merchants who practiced tea ceremonies. They saw simplicity and tranquility, and it remains a distinctly Japanese tradition even today. Now let's get ready for today's open discussion. This looks like a Japanese legend come to life. A couple of half-human, half-serpent-looking duo just casually strolling through an eatery with their parcels open. Unlike the westernized view of the snake in Japan, some people believe the snake is a symbol of protection against misfortune and illness, as well as a symbol of wisdom, good luck, strength and change. Snakes in traditional art are often depicted as sharp, toothed guardian creatures that protect coveted riches and treasures. The snake can also symbolize rebirth, transformation, and the continual renewal of life too. Surely seeing these snake people wandering through the food court is a good sign, right? Comment below and use the hashtag open discussion. You want to know a little secret? If you smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell, you'll have superpowers for the rest of your life. So, what are you waiting for? Time to fly. Number 5. Giant Log Festival. If riding a giant log down a steep mountain sounds like an ideal way to spend a quiet spring afternoon, this is the festival for you, held every 6 years in Nagano, Japan. The festival involves moving enormous logs over difficult terrain completely by hand with the help of thickly braided ropes, and an occasional assist from gravity as the logs barrel down hills. It's called the Anbashara Festival. It involved cutting down and transporting the logs, each of which can weigh up to 10 tons. The logs are harnessed by ropes and pulled up to the tops of mountains by teams of men, and then ridden down the other side. The event is exceedingly dangerous, but a brush with peril is seen as a form of honor. The second part is a ceremonial raising event, where participants, again, ride to top the logs and sing as each is hoisted into the air. Participants of both events are frequently injured and sometimes killed, but despite the obvious risks, the tone is quite festive with lots of singing, music, and colourful costumes. The purpose is to symbolically renew a nearby shrine, where each log is eventually placed to support the foundation of several shrine buildings. The event has reportedly continued uninterrupted for 1200 years. Number 4. Karakuri Puppets. Check out these mechanical puppets. The word karakuri can be translated as hidden mechanism or trick, as in magic, to produce a sense of wonder. The word ninjyo, which means puppet, has origins linked to the development of clockworks and mechanisms in 16th and 17th century Japan. Inspired by theatre faces, and representations were crafted with great care. Elaborate figures evoke emotional responses in awe with subtle and graceful movements. Ancestors of robots, these indigenous creations worked via clockwork mechanisms. Their mechanical puppets are moving carriage like floats. The puppets are operated by means of strings which trigger various gears by several manipulators hidden in the carriage. Each puppet is made up of a mechanism with springs that bring each part of it back to the original position once there's no longer any pull of the string. This combination of lateral and vertical movements gives the impression of a graceful dance. The most noted are a miniature tea server dating from the 18th century, and especially the astonishing little archer made in the first part of the 19th century by an engineer and inventor who's recognized as the founder of the contemporary Toshiba Corporation. Number 3. KFC Christmas Dinner. Most people who celebrate Christmas usually find a frozen turkey at the grocery store to overcook come the holiday feast. But did you know that there were no turkeys in Japan? since the early 1970s. Japan has turned to fried chicken as the alternative to turkey during the Christmas season, specifically KFC. You know, the American fried chicken franchise with their secret 11 herbs and spices. Every Christmas, almost 4 million Japanese families treat themselves to that Kentucky-style fried chicken. And with that many people buying KFC, you can expect to order weeks in advance to feed your loved ones. And people wait for hours in line to gobble up some deep-fried chicken. Because of the turkey shortage, KFC was marketed as the ultimate party solution during these busy holidays, and the tradition stuck. According to a KFC spokesperson, it started when the manager of the first KFC in the country woke up and jotted down an idea that came to him in a dream. A party barrel of the delicious fried chicken and KFC partied all the way to the bank daily sales at some restaurants during the Christmas crunch time can be 10 times their usual take. Oh, millions do celebrate Christmas with KFC. It's also a popular date night option in Japan. Number 2. Robot Hotel. Travelers here are sure to have a memorable stay. Welcome to the Hena Hotel, located in Nagasaki, Japan. Robots, one of which is an English-speaking dinosaur robot served to check guests in, and porter robots, will carry luggage up to the guest rooms. In fact, it's staffed by multilingual robots, lots of them. Another quirk of this innovative hotel is facial recognition with keyless locking and entry. Guests need not worry about forgetting keycards during their stay. However, if facial recognition technology isn't your thing, you can request a card key if you wish. Japan is a world leader in robotics technology, and the government is trumpeting robotics as a pillar of its growth strategy. One of the Japanese definitions of hen means to change, which represents the hotel's commitment for evolution and striving for the extraordinary sensation and comfort that lies beyond the ordinary. The concept of the hotel is to provide the minimum necessary to remove useless amenities. Don't fret, there's free Wi-Fi. Of course, a human staff is also on hand for guests 24/7 should a problem arise, but robots make up their primary staff, and yeah, you can talk to them. It's dotted with security cameras and real people. Watch everything through a monitor to ensure guests are safe, and no one makes off with a robot. Number 1. 3 sacred treasures and legend. The jewel with the mirror was used to lure the Shinto sun goddess from a cave when she hid there from her brother, the storm god, thus darkening the world. A reflection in the mirror drew her out. These, and then the sword, was passed into the possession of the legendary first emperor of Japan, who ascended to the throne in 690 AD. The 3 treasures are said to have been bestowed upon him by the gods, and are a confirmation of the emperor's divine right to rule. So, they're kind of a big deal. The imperial regalia of the Japanese emperor. In fact, nobody but the most senior Shinto priests and the emperor have ever seen them. The sword, the great swords of ancient Japan, were named and had personalities, such as the case with this weapon representing valor, the mirror. Since it's been seen by few scholars have determined that it's probably octagon in shape and 1 foot in diameter. It's also unknown what substance it was made of, but copper, bronze, iron, and stone were all materials used in ancient Japanese mirrors. The mirror represents honesty or wisdom. The ever-bright curved jewel is probably the only one of the 3 treasures that are the original, and represents compassion or ban events, probably made of semi-precious stone like jade. These videos only make our curiosity about this amazing place even greater. An unforgettable encounter with the unique and unexpected awaits, and that's exactly what we love about it.